Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. If you like the video today, please come in and share it. Today's video is the recap of the Iron Bowl, the biggest college football game of this past weekend, Alabama versus Auburn. I'm your host, Vincent Turner, and I'd like to give special thanks and blessings to our social media and our producer, Mr. Jeremiah Long, for making it happen today here on 100 Yards Football. So if you like the video, please come in and share it today here on 100 Yards of Football. What a football game last weekend in Auburn, Alabama, between Alabama and Auburn, the historic Iron Bowl. And when I think about what happened this past weekend with Alabama winning that football game 27-24, I think about a couple of things from that game. I think about 10 years ago when the game had 13 million views and Chris Davis kick six, took that kick off, took their return field goal 109 yards and put Auburn in the national championship game. And then I think about December the 2nd, 1972, punt Bama punt, when you had Bill Newton that blocked consecutive punts and David Langler took both punts back for touchdowns and Auburn upset number one ranked Alabama at the time, 17-16. Well, this past weekend, the same things happened. The Auburn Tigers, I want to give kudos to Hugh Freeze and the University of Auburn because y'all played a phenomenal football game coming off a real ugly loss to New Mexico State the previous weekend. It doesn't matter what the records are. It's one of the strongest rivalries going on in college football, and you saw what the Auburn Tigers done. So I want to give kudos to Hugh Freeze and the Auburn Tigers for having this football team ready to play. When you think about this football game and you think about punt, Bama punt, and you think about kick six, you got to think about now what you're going to call this game, 4th and 31. 4th and 31. Jalen Merrill, the young man from the state of Texas, his 31-yard touchdown pass to Isaiah Bond, a local young man out of the Metro Atlanta area by way of Buford High School. And you think about that play, and all you can come to your senses is called grave digger. And then you think about other things. When that play happened, you start thinking about Leonard Skinner, Sweet Home Alabama. You just think about all the great things about that football game. You think about all the great players that played in that game, from Johnny Musso to Bo Jackson, to Kevin Green, to Walter Lewis, to Ken Stabler, to Pat Tramble. Man, Pat Sullivan, Terry Beasley, Takeo Spikes. And you think about that one play that Jalen Merrill made on this past Saturday. Think about that young man. He had 259 yards passing, 107 yards rushing. Isaiah Bond, 5 receptions for 75 yards. Jermaine Burton, that University of Georgia transfer, had 107 yards receiving. And you think about Alabama outgaining Auburn 451 yards to 337 in total yards offensively. And you think about Alabama walking away from that game and the look on Nick Saban's face. Thank you, God, because it's been one of the most challenging seasons that we've had at the University of Alabama. And kudos to the University of Alabama football team, because when Alabama lost that home game to Texas early on in the season, and then came back against South Florida and decided to bench Jalen Merrill, could you honestly tell me that we'll be talking about Alabama playing the University of Georgia in the SEC championship game? And I heard pundits on the national level, even one gentleman that has a national show. I'm calling you out today. You from my hometown, matter of fact, Memphis, Tennessee. You graduated from the University of Tennessee, but you don't even represent them. You don't even give them no love. Your initials is PF. And I heard you said after the Texas game, now after the South Florida game, you said Alabama's going to lose at least 3 games. You said it. Yes, you did. But that's all right. Jalen Merrill and the University of Alabama is going to be playing in the SEC championship game against Georgia. So I'm going to end it with this. I think the 2 best teams are going to be playing this Saturday here in Atlanta, Georgia, in the Mercedes-Benz Dome. And I'm going to say some names. Malachi Moore, Teron Arnold, Dallas Turner, Chris Braswell, Jalen Milroe. Then on the other side, Georgia, Kamari Lassiter, Javon Bullock, Brock Bowers, Ladd McConkey, and Carson Beck. You know, I'm going to end this video today. Kudos to Alabama winning a big game over Auburn in the 2023 Iron Bowl. For Georgia and Alabama, if you like the video today, please comment and share it. Special thanks to my producer, Jeremiah Long. My final words, Georgia and Alabama, it's going to be NFL talent all over the field. Scouts coming from everywhere. The most watched game of the day, Georgia, Alabama, Herschel Walker, Buck Bellew, Roll Tide, Ugga, Sweet Home Alabama, Derek Thomas, Cornelius Bennett, David Palmer. Y'all be blessed here on 100 Yards of Football. I've been your host, Vincent Turner.